Hi, Algebra 1, 2-9 percents. We'll be solving percent problems using either the proportion or a percent equation. The proportion is going to be is over of equals percent over 100, or you could think of it as the part over the whole amount equals percent over 100. In either case, the percent is always on top of the 100, 100 is always on the bottom, and the other parts are on the other side of an equal sign. Remember, a proportion is just two fractions with an equal sign in the middle, and you solve it by cross multiplying and then eventually dividing. The percent equation, the important thing to remember about that is that when we write a percent in decimal form, we have to move the decimal two places, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. Let's use this example. What percent of 50 is 25? Let's break this down. What percent? That's the part we don't know. Of 50 is 25. So, in my proportion, is over of, is 25, goes on the top with the is. Of 50, that's my of number. Percent, with the percent number, we don't know. What percent? That's the question, so that part is left as my variable. So now in order to solve this, I do 25 times 100 divided by 50. If you did this in a calculator, you would come up with the number 50. And remember, that's what you're looking for. That goes into the piece that's missing, so it is 50%. Now let's come over and do the percent equation. The percent equation is A equals P percent times B. A being the part, B being the base, and P percent is a decimal. Let's do this. What percent? That's my variable. Of 50, that's my base. That's where I start from. So B is 50. Is 25. That's the part, or the part that goes in A. If you notice, I'm basically solving this the same way. I do 25 divided by 50, dividing both sides by 50. Well, let's do it in black. Well, that didn't work. Let's divide both sides by 50. If you did 25 divided by 50, you would find that it is 0.5. These 50s are gone. That equals P percent. But in order to write percent in math, we're using a decimal. In order to get the actual answer to what percent, it's not 0.5%. You move that decimal two places to the right, putting the new decimal here, putting a 0 in for a placeholder, and your answer is actually 50%. So what's the difference in the way these two work? Using the percent proportion, the answer is already a percent. Using the percent equation, you convert the decimal to a percent. That's the main thing to remember. Let's try an example. Suppose we have what percent of 56 is 42. Let's do it the proportion way first. Is over of, or another way to think of it is the part over the whole amount equals percent over 100. Of 56, 56 comes down here in the bottom, bumps the of out of the way, is 42. That goes into my is spot. What percent? What becomes my variable, so I just leave that alone. Cross multiply 42 times 100, 56 times my percent, divide both sides by 56, and I get 75 is the number I'm looking for that goes up here for my percent. In the percent equation, the part is 42. The base is 56. 42 becomes my A, bumping A out of the way. 56 becomes my B, bumping B out of the way. Divide both sides by 56. If you did 42 divided by 56 in a calculator, you would get 0.75. That equals my P percent. Now in order to change that to just simply percent, I have to move the decimal 2 places to the right, so therefore it would be 75% is my answer. So either way that you look at it, the answer is 42 is 75% of 56. That's my answer. Let's try another one. You try this. What is 85% of 90? If you'd like to pause the video for a second to see if you can try this on your own, go ahead. I'm going to continue on. So pause it if you want to. I'm going to bump the percent out of the way because 85 is my percent. I already know that one. So I can put 85 right in there for percent. Remember, no decimal. Is what is. I don't know what is, so I'm going to leave that as a variable. Of 90, so of goes out of the way, and 90 comes down there in the of spot. So I cross multiply 90 times 85. And is my variable, so I'm going to divide by 100. 90 times 85 divided by 100 in the calculator is 76.5. So my answer is, the number that I'm looking for is, 76.5. So the number, what is? The number is 76.5, not percent, because I already have my percent. My percent is 85. The number I'm looking for, the part, is 76.5. Over on the other side, using the percent equation, 85% goes in here for my P. We'll take care of the percent part first. That's the easiest part to take care of, but writing it as an algebra equation, math, it's 0.85, decimal on this side, times my base, that's my 90, and so A is what I'm looking for. Multiply those together, and I get 76.5 is my number. No decimal moving. This one, that's not a very good looking A, but that's supposed to be an A. In the equation part, remember that you have to decide whether that's a number or a percent. If it's a number, then you don't move the decimal. If it's a percent, then you do. If you already have the percent, leave the decimal alone. Got it? Try this one. Pause the video if you want to. Otherwise, I'm going to keep right on going. I like is over of most of the time. Oops, down here. 63 is, that's my top number. Of what? That's the one I don't know. 70%. Oops, 70. That's supposed to be 0. Percent per 100. Cross multiply and divide. 63 times 100 divided by 70. 63 times 100 divided by 70. If you wanted to, you could do this 63 divided by 70, and you would come up with 0.9 times 100 would be 90. So my number is 90, not percent. I already have my percent. The number I'm looking for is 90. Does that make sense? 63 is the part. 70% of a bigger number. 63 should be more than halfway there. Yep, makes sense. Over here, using A equals P percent times base. 63 is my A. 70% is my percent, but I need the decimal. Times what number? I don't know what my base is. That's my of number. So I would divide both sides by 0.70, divide by 0.70, and I actually end up with 90 equals my base number. Got it? We'll do a few more examples in class, working with word problems as well as other examples so that you get this down better. See you in class.